Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the show. My name is Angel Lorenzana, and I got my co-host over here,
Rafa.
And then today we have a special guest. He is a local artist here in Lubbock, and his name is Dr. Houdini.
What it do?
What up, bro?
Welcome to the show.
Me on, man.
How you doing, man? How you feeling today?
Man, doing well, bro. Just, living life.
Hell yeah, that's
living
cool.
life.
Hell yeah. So, tell us what you do, man. Tell us what you do.
Man, so I own a couple businesses. I do landscaping on the side,
Okay.
Make some money.
Hell yeah.
I'm also a car salesman.
Nice.
Yeah. I work at Hayes Motor Company, so if anybody needs a car, come out, see me.
Okay.
Get that Houdini discount.
Nice.
Make music, been writing since 4th grade, been rapping since 9th grade. Been really pursuing it for the past 4 years.
Are you from Lubbock originally?
From Lubbock, born and raised.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
You said you've been writing since 4th grade?
4th grade, man.
Yeah. What was that like?
It started as poetry.
As
I was
poetry?
writing some corny rhymes to girls.
That's cool. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Were you trying to get some? Is that how that was your motivation behind that?
There you go.
I like that. I like that.
Rafa Lee does like.
I was a little dog, man. Just a little bit.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
I just wanted some company. That's all,
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I was a little disappointed because
Disappointed.
I was expecting a black rapper, to tell you the truth. When Angel told me that he's gonna get a rapper in our show, I was like, okay, but I thought it was gonna be a black. I have no idea.
Respect.
Now, that's fine. Again, the only white rapper that I know that is very famous and he's very good is Eminem, right? But there's not that many white rappers. What's your experience? How many white rappers do you know right here in Lubbock?
I know quite a
Lubbock?
few.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Are you from the east side, by the way?
No, I'm not.
No, you're from the good part of town.
Central, yeah.
Okay.
Basically Central.
There ain't nothing
Okay.
wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that.
But I was gonna say, man, you're really outside of the hip hop world, man. There's so many. Like,
Yeah,
No, I got all
so
dressed
many-
up and shit like that, and then for nothing. You see what I'm saying? I'm like,
For one, there's Fix.
okay.
There's K Sweets. We got. I could go on. There's a good list of people that I know, but
I think there's someone that Daniel works with, the rapper.
yeah, that's Fix.
Okay,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure. Yeah.
I think I've checked him out before too.
Do you play any instruments or is
I
just
don't,
beats
actually.
and stuff like that?
So I wanted to growing up. I was gifted a guitar for Christmas.
Okay.
Back in elementary school.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to play guitar and piano and violin.
And
But
what happened?
I never got lessons. My mom never. She said she'd buy me some lessons, and I never got it. But it's okay. I'll get them for myself.
You know what happened to me?
Huh?
You know what happened to me? I used to have a girlfriend. Her name was Lupita. Back in the days, shout out Lupita. I don't know where she is.
Shout out, Luke.
She used to play the guitar and she sang very beautifully.
Yeah.
And she had big tits, big chichis. Oh, beautiful girl.
Okay.
But and she was supposed to teach me how to play the guitar, and she
Yeah.
started to, but I paid too much attention to her chichis, and I didn't learn much, okay? Her mother used to get concerned when she didn't hear the guitar. She's like, hey, I don't hear the guitar anymore. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Because I was
too
I was
concerned on
getting
those
busy
D
over there,
notes.
you know what I'm saying? But that's why I didn't pick the guitar either. I
Gotcha.
couldn't. I'm very limited.
You're focused
Ding,
on
ding.
other things.
On those-
Yes, exactly.
It's funny.
Focus on the D notes. Is that what it was?
the double D notes.
The double D notes.
My
That's
weakness.
funny.
My
Do
kryptonite.
you for your? I've been listening to your music for the past couple days, and
Appreciate
the
it.
production sounds really good.
Yeah.
So who's
My producer, mix, master, it's Plattis.
Plattis?
Goes by Platt.
Platt. Okay,
Out of
and
Austin.
then so you last year you released 2 different albums, or because when I was looking on Spotify, I was just going based off that.
Yeah, there was a few projects I released last year.
And one of them, I remember one of them has a pretty catchy title to it. It was
Goofy
like-
Groovy Gringo.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up.
Yeah, so G cubed is H cubed.
Okay.
Goofy Groovy Gringo is Hayden Houdini Haggard.
All right.
That's
All
my
right.
name. So
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Now I'm
I
catching
had to add in some math into it. A little
There
bit
you go.
autistic, so I kind of.
Oh man, you're talking to comedians right here, man. That's our bread and butter. Right
There you go, man. Yeah. Go ahead and.
But yeah, the production sounds great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that sounds good
Yeah.
too. And you got steady flow and everything
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I've been
And-
working on that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change up the flow and
There you
do
go.
different styles. Be a little versatile.
Yeah.
What are your influences in rap music?
Oh, that's a great.
And also,
question.
because I'm retired when it comes to
Yeah,
music and especially rap.
Okay.
What rap means? What does that stand for?
So rap, I mean, there's so many genres, subgenres of rap. There's like indie hip hop, there's alternative hip hop, there's underground hip hop, there's
Okay.
like rap. Like I feel like actual rap is like gangster rap, like back
And
in
I
like,
believe
like
that,
Tupac,
but you see,
Biggie,
everybody has
that's
their own
rap,
opinion.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, of course.
And your influences, who are the
So
best
my
rappers for you?
influences, man, I got a few. So Mac Miller for one, heavily inspired. Action Bronson.
I know who that is. He's
Yeah.
cool. Fuck yeah.
Puya from,
Yep.
hangs out with Suicide Boys. Flatbush Zombies.
Okay.
Flatbush Zombies for sure.
Yeah, I know who all these artists are.
And the inspirational, motivational sense from Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle. Okay, cool. Nice.
But you had a good life so far, right? You never been in jail? Are you on
No,
parole?
I've never
or?
been in jail. I'm just fortunate. I never got.
Because you know how it is in the rap world, like
yeah.
I had a bad life.
They say you gotta have a struggle, and I did struggle. I struggled.
You did struggle.
I did struggle
With the ADHD, but that's different. I had the same
check
shit.
it out. So I forced myself to struggle. So I was living in my parents' house till I was 17. I moved out when I was 17.
Okay.
And being autistic and being their first child, I feel like I was kind of a test. It was a learning experience for not only I, but my parents as well.
Oh,
so they learned how to be my parents.
Wow.
So before that time, I didn't feel like I was, I'll just say welcomed. I didn't feel welcomed in my own parents' house.
Oh, wow.
So it's nothing against them. I love my mom and dad. They've been supportive of me, but there was a lot of learning to do, when I was a kid, and I think they picked it up in a different way.
I think I kind of relate to you on that.
Yeah.
In a sense where like my mom and dad are great people, but I just feel like because they were so busy working all the time, and my dad was deported at one point too. So I feel like I just wasn't like
I didn't know
really
you
have
were
like a
that
sense
Mexican,
of
but okay.
like really someone to give me like a sense of direction. You know what I mean?
I got
like
you.
everybody has their own thing going on, and then
Yeah,
you're
we
kind
all
of just
have
in
our
the
own
middle.
story,
You're kind of just in the middle of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so I lived in a trailer for probably like a year and a half. And I made a deal with my buddy who lived there. It was his mom's trailer.
Okay.
And so he let me move in there, and he's like, "Look, man, just get groceries, pay the electric bill."
Mm-hmm.
And it was South Plains Co-op, and it was like a prepaid kind of thing.
Okay.
Where I paid like $25 on it every week. And if it went out on like a Saturday, oh well,
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Get it paid on Monday or whatever. Cause so my job at the time, I was getting paid every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird schedule, but I was doing some landscaping for somebody, so I got some more experience doing landscaping. But growing up, that's what I did for my dad. I did it for my dad, for my grandpa. He always made me mow the yard.
Yeah.
As every teenage boy should do.
Yeah, for sure.
Teaches them character.
Yep.
But so I was like, man, I should make my own money off of this, So I turned it into a business and went from there, and I actually ended up getting out of that house and moving in with my grandma so I could save up some more money. And she actually had her own equipment. So I would borrow her equipment every day and maintenance it, fix it, work on it, things like that.
Straight getting to the bread.
Yeah,
man.
I was getting to it, man. I was just trying to get out of the spot I was in.
Mm-hmm.
So going from a landscaping business to just like a little side hustle, it turned into an LLC, and then I kind of focused on another LLC, and then I focused on music. I got enough money to be able to support my rap career, my musical career.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I could pay for the studio time, the production, the beats, because everything costs money.
Exactly.
The travel to get there, everything, down from the travel to the Airbnb or somewhere to stay, to the beats, to the production, to the studio time, to marketing, to paying for campaigns, things like that, getting curators on playlists to hear my stuff. And it's all a process, I just got to keep it consistent.
Nice. And fuck yeah. Well, I seen you on because I remember when I first followed you, after I met you.
Yeah.
I seen you get posted on. I don't know if it was like the 806er or okay, because I know there's a different. Is there another account called something else where
there's a Dallas retrofit?
Okay. But what was that experience like on the 806er? What'd you do there? I watched it. Did you rap and was it rapping and interviewing?
So I didn't have an interview from him from Previs, but I do know that he's done a bunch of reputable, like credible artists
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
I mean, not just artists, other people who have a following or a name for themselves.
Who's the dude that says he's like yelling, he's like not everybody could come up on here. What is that?
That's Rap Economics.
Okay, were you on that too?
I was on Rap
Okay,
Economics. Yeah.
All right.
So Rap Economics, that was in Amarillo.
Okay.
Crazy story about that though, actually. So there was some tornadoes in Houston around that time, and nothing against them at all. I understood, after they explained it to me. But shout out DJ Nightcap and Pres D. So they were heading back from Houston, and they set a time for this thing to start. And of course, there's gonna be a bunch of people that want to be on it too.
Okay.
So I was like, I made sure to be the first one there. So
Okay.
being the first one there, I was hella early, and I should have known better, honestly. Like, just to get anywhere early in the rap shit, unless
Yeah.
you're like studio time.
Yeah.
I just feel like everybody shows up late,
Gotcha. Yeah.
So.
Everyone has that attitude of I'll show up whenever I want attitude.
Late.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an ego thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nah, I mean, I'm more professional. I try to show up,
Exactly.
when the time is set. But shit happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. So remind me what we're talking
The Rap
about.
Economics,
Rap
right? You said you
Economics,
showed up
yeah.
early and you ended up getting on it.
Yeah. So I showed up early, and I was there for like 2 hours.
Okay.
And when we were there, it was just me, but I tried to get my buddy to come with me too, so he could be a part of it, see how it goes, kind of, because he hadn't like seen any like the behind the scenes things. He just sees like the final product, like the music, like he hears it, but he doesn't see me in the studio.
Okay.
But he was like a close like person, that I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he's been a part of this shit now, but he didn't get to go back when I was doing the Rap Economics. So I went in there, did my thing. It was cool.
So for that, I think that's what I was mainly originally asking about.
Yeah.
Because I said the 806 are first, right? So the Rap Economics, that, because I see a lot of people get looks like a lot of people want to get on there and just get their name out there and stuff.
What is it? Ice Water Slim, I think is his name. He was on there, and he's from Lubbock.
So you got lucky. You showed up, and you're like, I'm down to get on.
No, so they hit me up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know a dude, Tyler Campbell. He's a producer. I don't know too much of what he does, but it's like Tizzle Beats is what it's called. He hit me up and he's like, dude, look, got this Rap Economics thing. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I would have asked the same question.
I was like, what the
doesn't
fuck
even
is
make
that?
sense.
So they actually didn't hit me up. It was Tyler hitting me up. And he was like, yo, if you want to do this, here's Pres D's number. Gave me Pres D's number. I reached out and he's like, hey, look, there's a deposit, you could pay for the time, of course.
Yeah.
Which that's how it goes for all the starting up artists and things like that. But it was cool because I got to, just go on there and just do my thing.
Yeah.
Just spit how I want to spit. And it was a freestyle, and then I ended up I remember it. So because I just remember shit so well. But besides short term, I'll be like, what did you say? What were we talking about? No, but
I get what you're saying. I have it's like selective memory.
Me too, bro.
I'll remember the
happens.
stupidest, weirdest, dumb things sometimes. But things I'm supposed to, I'm like, what?
But yeah. So when I actually pulled up to Rap Economics, it was in a building, in a shopping center. They just rented out the building for the day.
Yeah.
But back to the tornado thing, they were coming in late, they were so late, so late, hours late. So I started just heading back to Lubbock. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm not wasting my time. Are they even coming at this point,
They were anticipating the tornadoes? Is that what you're saying?
No, they weren't anticipating the tornado. There was, I'm sure, a lot of shit going down. Who knows, roadblocks or who knows what it was. But, But they were hella late, and I was pissed off. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I'm wasting my time. I came down here, I was the first one here, and then I dipped. I just headed back to Lubbock.
Gotcha.
And Pres D calls me. He's like, yo, man, you don't know what you're missing out on. I was like, bro, I've been there. I'm missing out on what? What am I missing out on?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, look, you know, if you want to come back tomorrow, I was like, man, I'll think about it, bro. Cause like, I'm not just gonna like waste my time and then just give it to you again. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, bro, I'll think about it. You know, I got better things to do than wait for somebody for 3 hours. And he was like, man, all right. And I was like, all right, well, click, you know?
Yeah.
So,
We got the same issue with black comedians.
what gotta be black?
Rafa has a bit
I didn't
good
know
answer
they were black rappers or not, but I can only assume.
That's funny.
there.
I feel you.
Yeah, let me see. Because I do have a little bit notes if I'm looking on my phone. It's not because I'm doing
No,
something.
you're good.
What you got,
By the way, I
Rafa?
like that song that I was watching YouTube. Worth, I believe.
Worth?
Yeah.
Yeah, Worth is cool. I like
I
Worth.
really like that.
Yeah, so have
that
you seen
one.
the music video?
Yeah, I
I
check out your like 3 or 4 of your songs on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's the
Nice.
one. I was just
Appreciate it,
fucking
man.
with you that I didn't know you were
No.
you were
Oh,
white
yeah.
and shit like that. I
He
was just-
convinced me too. I didn't know
was
he
just
was.
messing
Well, I don't know
around
if
with
he.
you. I
Maybe
did
he.
over the-
Maybe he didn't even. Maybe you knew he was fucking around. I was like, wait.
No, man.
was like-
It's,
I'm always playing.
it's
I'm
my
always
comedian
playing
thing.
a little
I
dumb,
thought it
you
would be perfect. I'm like, what? Where's
Yeah.
the rapper?
Yeah, where's he at? 'Cause it ain't this guy dressed up like a chimney sweeper. Like, 'cause I was coming to my,
But I'm telling you, that
car
song-
salesman attire.
That song worth it really
Worth.
hit me.
I appreciate it. I
like
feel like I could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like the tone I used, I honestly, like, it was good. I knew what I was rapping about. I knew the content that I wanted to put out there, but my sound wasn't all the way there yet. Like
Okay.
how I even talk, like my voice now is more developed where I'm confident enough to be on a mic and just.
That is also, and that's
Go.
something with the comedy. It
Yeah.
takes time for you
It takes time
to
yeah.
get, like you said, your voice.
Yeah, and either you do it or you don't. And if you
Exactly,
just
yeah.
start, you know, you're gonna get
Are
better.
you
and
trying
better.
at the beginning? I guess you're trying different things because you don't know exactly where you're at, and then
Yeah.
you finally find your voice, your tempo, your.
Yeah, so I would try, like, all right, so let me start with I have a bunch of different personalities that I like to use, like characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can be like a, you know, like a Korean
Oh,
accent.
shit,
I'm
okay.
not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Ah, come
I'm
on.
not gonna do it.
Oh,
You're talking about like
wow.
rap, like styles,
no,
of the rap
wow.
styles,
so
or
just like voices.
okay.
So like I can be like a redneck. Like I
Uh-huh.
got names for each of the
Super
characters.
cool in a
And so,
rap
like,
song. You know, keep
I
using
could
different
include
characters
it. I
here and
could,
there.
Yeah.
Well, like,
that
other
was
artists
incredible.
That's kind of what I'm working on.
That is
actually.
freaking
Because
great.
because now that what he's saying, artists have done that. They make like little
Yeah,
skits.
Actually, the first one
right?
that comes to mind is Hobson.
Okay.
Hobson had a like Ill Mind 1 through 8. I'm sure he used like, yeah, he acted
Yeah.
like a girl responding to him, and
Okay.
then he'd respond back, and
And then it's kind of
Awesome.
like Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar has his like conscience, that voice, that one high pitched kind of
Yeah,
voice
yes.
where he kind of talks
Yeah.
back and forth with that.
then
Yeah. Nice.
And people should know this is just playful. This is not. It's got nothing to do with being
it's
racist or
just art.
anything
Oh, yeah.
like that. It's just like it's funny to us how
Yeah.
different people have different accents and the way they spread themselves is kind of funny to us. That's all there is to it. But there's nothing but love for everybody out there, just in case, cabrones.
Coronas.
Let me see. So, like, cause when I was listening to your music, I was paying attention. Okay, what is this guy talking about? What's his
Yeah.
vibe? And I really like the fact that you push like a positive kind of energy,
I do, yeah.
which I kind of really like.
I appreciate
And
it.
then music that I feel like kind of has the same vibe. Have you ever heard of Atmosphere before?
Atmosphere, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Atmosphere, but I haven't listened in quite some time.
Yeah, they're old, dude. He's like in his
Yeah.
50s now, and he's still performing.
Yeah.
And I started listening to them when I was in high school, like 18 years, and this was like 2007 or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah. So,
Man.
and then when I was in high school, I was into a lot of like underground hip hop. Like,
Okay.
have you ever heard of Idea and Abilities or Sage Francis?
Sage Francis sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
Lewis Logic. I'm pretty. You had to have heard of Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
okay,
course,
Immortal Technique
of
for sure.
course. Spice One.
Spice One. No, I haven't heard of that. I've heard the name, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's underground or like kind of.
It was like gangster rap.
Gangsta
like,
rap? Okay.
But like, my dad listened to it growing up.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
You ever listen to Ramon Ayala or anything like that?
That didn't sound familiar. No.
That's the Mexican. I was just fucking with you.
No, but when I
Because
was.
he mentioned all these names that I have no fucking clue. How about Vicente Fernandez? You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, there's no fucking way. Got it.
Okay.
Cause I kind of switched up when I was a kid, pretty much like music wise. Cause at first I remember thinking, like I really liked like gangsta rap. Cause like I remember I was into like when the Chronic came out.
Dr. Dre.
I remember having that on CD and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got into like rock and like punk rock and stuff, for some reason I thought that I was supposed to hate hip hop now. So now and then there was a point where I was like on board with like punk rock and like the rock scene, and I was like, nah, like I started trashing hip hop for some reason, like that I was whack. And then I discovered what at the time to me was like underground hip hop. It kind of changes the what underground hip hop could really be. But to me is like all these artists I was naming to you right now, like Atmosphere for sure, that was like he's like the most famous underground artist, because like he's not so well known, but like he's known, like he still tours like globally, you know.
Okay.
But so what I'm saying is that I switched up from like liking hip hop to not liking it because I thought I was rock and roll and I had to not like it. And then, but the underground hip hop that I did get into was like very like intellectual and like deep thinking, philosophical fucking shit. And then, and it wasn't really like what people were listening to at that time. Yeah. Because at that time in the early 2000s-ish, and kind of in the 2000s, like 2007, whatever, there was like that whole like party club vibe, which there still is, but you know what I mean. But I discovered a whole new other world of hip hop, and then I still continued to hate on the trendy hip hop because I was like, now I found the good shit. Y'all ain't even listening to any of the good shit that I know. But now my like perspective has evolved to where like, you know, you kind of have to like just let. But why do my opinions even matter? Like, you know what I mean? So I've even like opened up to listening to like more like trappier like stuff like that. Like there's some dude Fulio I started listening to. I just discovered him. I was like, what? I found like 2 songs from him, and I was like, man, this is cool. Like I listened to like some Ski Mask,
Slum God.
Couple but so now I'm kind of just like, rather than just kind of focused on what I don't like, I'm kind of just like, okay, just let people be, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am with music, like with a lot of rap, subgenres of rap. Like there's mumble rap and like Migos are in a.
How would you classify your style? What would you name it?
Man, I'd say it's more alternative, indie, alternative hip hop, indie.
So it had nothing sexual, nothing violent.
There's a few
things.
You know, like you know, I'll mention.
It's a bit more romantic, or.
Yeah, actually, I'm making some new stuff. Actually, that's like more catered towards the women. It's called Consensual Paradise.
Love the fucking name.
That is smooth.
I love the name. That's how cool this motherfucker is. Oh my god.
I appreciate it.
No, because I was thinking, you know, I got bitches and hoes and that kind of shit. You see what I'm saying?
It's not like that.
It's not like that at all. I love that. And also
it.
at the same time, because I guess it kind of be easy to probably easier in a way to rap about violence and
it is,
and misogynist and
it's
fucking girls left and right. But
I feel like to rap, you gotta have a little bit of aggressiveness. I feel like just to like get going.
The beat like to it also it's kind of progressive.
You have to hit somehow, you know. And if you're just talking, like, what is that? You know, anybody can talk. But can you have a rhythm? Can you flow? Can you rhyme? Can you make it twice as long and then make the next one half but different tempo, and it's still
that is awesome, bro. I like that.
I appreciate it. But yeah, it's cool to like switch up the styles, you know, especially with like the voices and stuff. I've learned how to use like a deep raspy voice. Like let's see. Let me
You do freestyle, by the way, right?
So if I'm in the mood.
If you're in the mood.
So I do freestyle, post freestyle sometimes.
Yep, I see that.
Yeah, a lot of them are freestyles, and some of them are written. Some
like premeditated.
Yeah. So like, there's some that I'll like come up with in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So you true. I was gonna test you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
I have like 3 different beats that I wanted to see which one.
I can try some. If it ain't good,
we're gonna put
just edit it out.
If you're okay with it,
yeah. I mean,
you're okay.
No, you're okay, bro.
I'll even jump in too.
There you go.
I swear.
All right.
I was about to. We'll talk about it after. But I've actually, when I was like early 20s, probably like I'm 33 now, but I used to freestyle rap a lot,
Okay.
Really?
and then I signed up for some battles a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, like legit,
That's
like
crazy.
I got 3 different beats. Let's see if you
Okay.
don't like that one, you just skip that one. We'll
All
go to
right.
the next one, okay? Because again, I don't know about the speed and all that.
we got to
stuff.
make sure it sounds good with Daniel too, because he's
Yes,
okay.
I spoke to him before, and he knows exactly what volume we're
He's on the
supposed to
phone or
have.
something.
Also, back into
Here we go.
the subgenres, I'm really boom bap.
Hell yeah, I fuck with that
Boom
too.
bap.
You know who
Let me see.
Prodigy is? Prodigy from Mobb Deep. I think
yeah.
he's like that's boom bap right there. I'm not feeling this one. Are you feeling this one? Okay, I'm gonna let you go with it.
Play a different one.
Okay.
I like the way this one started.
Jump on it, Angel.
You want me to do it?
Oh,
Okay, I thought he was
either
gonna
one
say-
of you. I'm not a rapper.
I thought we were trying to decide if we like the beat or not.
I want to hear all 3 of them before.
Yeah.
Here we
before
go.
I
Third one.
Oh,
Okay, this.
I fuck with this.
Okay.
That's some West Coast for sure.
Yes, sir.
Man, I could really spit something written onto this too. Restart it.
Okay, this another one that
Let me try to go on that one. Let me try to go on that one.
Yeah, no, I wanted to hear them all first. but-
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna start
Yeah.
that one at the beginning, and you guys can mix it up. But I
Okay.
want to try this one. Listen
All
to
right.
this one.
Okay.
This one's gonna be the hardest.
Oh. Yeah, you'd like to hear me rap on that, huh?
Just try it. Here we go.
I thought
Ready,
it was
guys?
actually gonna change or something. I thought it was gonna get
Because he's so
easier.
fucking like, what the
Like a
fuck am I supposed to do?
That's funny.
Here we
It was
go.
a crazy sampled intro.
Here we go. This is the one you like. Okay.
I'm staring at my own reflection, feeling like a freak. You'd have to enter my mind to see what I see. You'd have to enter the sky to breathe what I breathe. I figured it out now, I'm a walking human hybrid. Nose bleeding a lie, spelled a red hot C. Not nervous anymore, I give her my seed. Could I bag a baddie, man? You just wait and see. Now I am a winner, but I used to lose for free. I'm my name Houdini, and I like the way I rap. You don't have to like me for me to like you back. Evil hates good, so you best believe I'm strapped. The energy I put out will surely come back. Displacement, mind in the basement. Put all my emotions into my creations. Learning how to be more calm and teach myself patience. Coasting through life, I'm just walking with a cadence.
Yo, SO, every time I spit a flow, I'm making those pesos. Where the fuck you going? Where I'm from, it don't even matter because I'm just kinda brain dumb. Yo, I'm kinda numb, I'm just fishing and living and going through something I can't even envision. Yo, it's kinda like a scripture that I've written. Yeah, and it's so ill. Rafa looking like the Mexican Kill Bill. Motherfucker got that bling on. Man, put that sing on. Wait, what am I saying? I got a bunch of words inside my brain. I gotta construct a sentence. Did I mention I'm from a different dimension? I gotta find the voice, gotta make the choice, yeah, and just have it in. Oh, go ahead, keep going.
That's my fucking co-host right there, motherfuckers. I love it. That was great, cabrón. God damn. Fuck yeah.
We could have. I think we could have went back and forth, but that was cool.
Yeah. I
But
loved it.
I like when people are freestyling. When I'm freestyling with people,
Yeah.
and like how you know when someone's like actually like in the moment and doing it.
About to end.
Yeah.
Or like where they are in their verse.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
when someone finishes their verse, say how you ended it with cadence, and I was gonna try to keep it going with cadence, but I didn't have a word for it,
Yeah.
so I just kind of just
I feel
went going.
Yeah.
But like
But that was fun. That
yeah,
was
that was
cool.
fun.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
That had me. I'm still freaking. My heart's still beating.
Heart's always beating for music, man.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
back to you, man. So, what's your favorite project or what's your favorite song that you've got so far?
Man, my favorite one right now, dude. Actually, I have some recorded on my phone, or not recorded, but like written
Okay.
down on my phone.
So you have some unreleased stuff
Some
right now that you're really
unreleased
feeling
stuff
it.
that's like gas.
Nice.
Like I'm so ready to put it out.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yes,
And then because I feel like when it comes to like because I'm kind of getting a feel for it now because
Yeah.
we're doing like the podcast and stuff,
Yeah.
and I could imagine it's almost the same for music where you kind of want to like time it right. You kind of want to
Yeah.
get the right date or see like
Numbers
When-
is a big thing. Numbers,
Okay.
yeah, like
Also
So
to have
every-
it fully cooked, you know what I mean? That's one of the things that like it's almost there, but you still want to tweak things here and there, and it's
yeah.
right because you want
feel
perfection. I know that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I'm a perfectionist for sure. When
Uh-huh.
it comes to my craft, I'm a perfectionist.
yeah, you killed it right now, dude.
I appreciate it,
Because
man.
you this is what you do and
Yeah,
you did
that's
it.
what I do.
And for me, I was like, okay, I've done this before, and I was like, my brain was squirming, but
Yeah.
I put something out there too. Yeah,
Some pressure.
yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hell yeah.
Anything coming up? Do you have a concert? Or do you have a presentation?
So June 14th, I'm hosting my own festival called Dr. Houdini's
Where?
first annual LR Shred Fest. It's gonna be in Wolfforth, right on 179, the Dowden Road.
Okay. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll be way out there, past like 130th. It's like out
You have
there.
other artists besides you coming
So
up to
yeah,
the festival?
I have some artists in mind. I've asked a few.
Okay.
K Sweets is one of them, and I have 2 artists on my record label, LR Records.
Oh, what?
So I have-
Tell us about
so I
that.
have
What's,
yeah, record label.
you got a
called
record
LR
label.
Record,
Okay.
LR Records. I have Zeb Huey
uh-huh.
and Stacka.
Okay.
Stacka, his name is it's an acronym for Stand Tall and Conquer All.
Nice. I
So,
like that.
you know, we do put out a positive message. Of course, while being ourselves, you know, we're still ourselves. You know, it's
Yeah.
not everything can be 100% good.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's our stuff. No, I'm playing. No, but
Yeah, well, because like I get what you're saying too, because like you could try to be as positive as you can,
Yeah, yeah.
but when
We
you're talking about
still-
real shit, like
we still have
real stuff that you've been through,
that realness,
not
that
all-
gruff.
yeah, it's not all
that-
gonna be positive.
That like that raw, authentic. You know,
Yeah, because that's real life. Because you know what
that's
I mean?
real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of Midnight Blues.
Dude, I was gonna say that.
Me and Stacka, we went crazy on that one.
I was literally gonna tell. I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
I probably would have forgot.
Midnight
But
Blues.
that song was the one that I was digging for sure.
That one, I actually cried making that song. Like
There
I
was-
got emotional. I was writing that, and I was like, so when I write something that's real
Mhm.
and it's not just catchy or like lyrical, individual, mythical, spin
Yeah,
syllable. You know, when it's
spiritual,
not just when it's not just some off the wall shit. You know, it's real shit, and when it's real, I put emotion into it. So if it's like happy, like I want to be doing some like shrooms.
Uh-huh.
I want to do some shrooms and like, you know, get my spirit lifted a
Yeah.
little bit and, you know, raise my consciousness a little bit and
Yep.
and I can create from that, and it kind of makes me happy, you know. But if it's like a sad song or like a depressed song, like I'm a cry, you know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna feel like I was feeling that way when I am spitting it or writing it.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up, dude. I definitely acknowledge that because I've always like when I was like pretty much what I was talking about how like when
Yeah.
I was into like all that underground hip hop when I was in high
Okay.
school and shit,
Yeah.
I was like freestyling my ass off all the time.
Yeah,
And like I
it's-
wanted to make music, but I never really like didn't know how to go about it or
That's
didn't.
how I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in freshman year, I was in Spanish class, and these kids were like sitting around me, like kind of maybe one across the room, one
Uh-huh.
behind me, one next row, and they started like doing this rhyme game.
Okay.
And the rhyme game was,
Okay.
you know, they were just saying some dumb shit off the wall,
Mhm.
and then they picked on me a little bit, you know, because I never said anything, and I always wore American Eagles, so they called me Birdman.
Okay.
Which I was like, man, I'm not Birdman. Like, you know who Birdman is. Like,
Uh-huh.
and so, you know, I was wearing preppy clothes, you know, and I couldn't really express myself because my mom, you know, she wouldn't let me. She buy all my clothes. Being a kid, you know, I can't
got
go
you,
pick
yeah.
out my
Were they
clothes.
Mexican, those kids around you?
Yeah.
Somehow I knew it.
2 of 'em.
Somehow I knew it.
Yeah. Well, earlier he was saying
No,
so.
because we're good at giving you nicknames. That's what I'm. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that is
So-
part of our culture.
So they were just like kind of picking on me, and they were like, "Yo, why don't you spit something?"
Uh-huh.
Or, you know, I was like, "All right." So he said something. I was like, "Okay, well, you know, he said, I'm gonna go to my job and get hired or some shit. And I was like, okay, well, you're over here eating shit off a tire. And they was like, oh shit, like, it was so dumb. It was so dumb, so
no, but at the same time, you let him know.
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
just like, look, you know, I'm a diss you real quick. You know, you're picking on me, like, I'm gonna make fun of you.
They made it seem like it was such a big deal. You're like, well,
like, oh
you just,
shit, like this dude can actually like rhyme. And I was like, so that reaction is as weird as it sounds. Their reaction to me just like putting it out there real quick, like they weren't expecting it. It like I liked that. I liked their reaction, and so that's what kind of lit the fire. But more so, it just like it was like a little lighter, like just sparked, you know. Like it didn't light all the way, it just sparked. It was like,
but it feels like power.
Oh,
also,
so you're like you kind of hang on to that feeling.
It threw a little bit of dust on it.
But it feels like you have power, doesn't it? When you're able to, when you have that talent.
So making my own stuff, yeah, I do feel like I have power in creating it. Cause some stuff I'll be like, dude, that is so damn good. Like I'll be like writing, and I'm like, dude, how the fuck did I just come up with that?
Yeah.
The one thing I can get over when you mentioned that you moved to a trailer.
Yeah. I can go back to that.
Was it a double wide trailer?
It was a double wide trailer.
So it was a nice one, right?
No, there was no floor in the front door.
What?
There was no floor in the front door. So you walk in the front door, and there was like, I
see you.
Like, I could see weeds growing up.
I see you, and I just don't see struggle at all. So I'm like, it has to be a nice trailer, double wide, luxury and shit.
It's
but
crazy,
it's not.
you know. Not everything is what it appears to be. You know, you gotta look behind the eyes. You
definitely.
know? So like, if I could play a movie of like everything that I've been through, it would be crazy, honestly. Like, and only so many people, certain people, have been there to witness it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah, I was living in that trailer, and there was like meth heads all around, and I never done meth. Like I've never done that shit. I've always been a pothead, you know. I've always had the stoner vibes. So I stayed strong around that. You know, a lot of people would give in. They'd be like, oh yeah, well it's if it's better than weed, you know, like screw it, I'll try it, you know. But no, I never got into that.
It is funny because how sometimes you hear people going through the mud and never got dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of like that because it takes a lot of strength and a lot of discipline.
I was hanging out around the wrong people, and they were all doing the wrong drugs, and I knew that like I needed to do something mentally to help me figure out what I wanted to do or what would help me be better. Because growing up, I was sheltered. You know, I didn't get to have the fun that I actually wanted to do. Like I had other friends that would tell me like what they're doing when they get home from school, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. Like that sounds fun. Like
yeah, I feel you.
And then I got a little older, and I was getting a little more rebellious because I was so held back. You know, like my parents, like they were just looking out for me. You know, I guess. You know, so getting older, I became more rebellious. And when I became more rebellious, I started doing things my own way, and they didn't like it. And they started setting strict rules for me, and they were like, well, not under our roof. You know, I couldn't express myself. I wanted to get my ears pierced. Yeah. They wouldn't let me do that. And I'm like, man, look, you know, like I'm going to be 18 soon. Like, are you going to let me do anything on my own? Like, what is it?
And now that you mentioned that, I don't see tattoos or...
No, I don't have tattoos. So I do have piercings. I have 3 my cartilage right here. But they're not in right now. And I have both my lobes pierced, and I have 2 in my left nostril. Okay. So I have 7 piercings total. No ink. I've always said that like I love art, and I love when people have tattoos. They can express themselves. That's their thing, you know. But I won't personally ever do it. I'm not scared of it. I love needles. That's a weird thing to say. Like I love getting piercings. You know? I love piercings. You know, like when I get a shot in the arm, like, you know, going to the hospital, I never like freaked out. You know,
yeah, I don't like shots, but
I'll watch it.
That's what I do to get over. I think if I look away and they by surprise, I feel like I don't like that. I'm like, dude,
I watch them puncture. You know, I like to watch it. You know, it's going into me like my arm. You know, it's like, but yeah. So I don't know. I was just like, I like the like quick stabbing pain. You know, and then there's something like a reward. You know, I have something shiny in my face, you know. Okay. It's kind of
How old are you now?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 in October.
Married, single? What's your status?
Divorced.
Oh, we cannot know.
Divorced.
Really? No.
Yeah. So I got married last year in February.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So one of the.
Well, this is struggle right
Yeah.
there.
So I mean, I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to.
No, that's cool.
I'm big on respect. You know, even
Definitely.
though
Of course.
some of my friends, some people might not think she deserves it, but she still deserves it. That's the mother of my child. So I do care for her. You know, I do help her out, but we just, you know, we weren't meant to be. You know, I tried to make it work for the time it did, but 6 years is a long time to be with somebody, and then to all of a sudden not be with somebody. But
Wow.
you know, and of course, like, I'm not perfect. You know, like, there were some things that I needed to work on, and I was getting therapy. I paid for her therapy, my therapy, our therapy.
Yeah.
And she told me she didn't love me because I'm autistic. That was one of the main things she said.
She knew
and
that since the beginning.
Yeah,
didn't
she knew that. She always knew that.
Sounds like the beginning of a stand-up comedy career right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
So,
I'm
and,
sorry.
and it was just like one of the things. There were other things, of course, that she said, but that's the thing that stuck with me the most. And
That's crazy, dude.
it made me feel a little
Fucked up.
dirty, you know. It
Yeah.
made me, and nothing happened to me. I didn't do anything, like, you know. But I could have been better, you know. I isolated myself a lot
Yeah.
because of how she made me feel, you know.
Mhm.
And if I would have, you know, come out there and maybe fixed it or like been more present, you know, I feel like it would have been cool. But there were some things that she say, and I found out after, you know, separating, that there was some cheating tendencies from her, and
Damn.
and so I know some things that she doesn't know, and she might see this, she might not. If people see it, who knows, whatever. But
Yeah, it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
hey, I'm airing out my own laundry.
There you go, man.
No one can
That's-
air it out. You know, I always
Yeah.
said, you gotta talk shit about yourself, clown on yourself before you let other people clown on you.
Yeah.
Because if you can clown on yourself, you know, you're stronger yourself mentally.
Yeah.
If someone else does it before you're okay with you doing it, then you're gonna take it harder.
I feel like that's like kind of like
And
an
that's a
analogy now
comedian thing,
for people.
too,
You know
I
how
feel
people
like.
use that analogy to Eminem getting up on stage and going first and pretty much saying everything that they were going to say about him first
Yeah.
before they got the chance to. I hear people use that a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
to-
exactly.
to-
It's a really good way of approaching your sense of self.
yeah.
Because that comes with self-discipline, honestly. Self-discipline is big in my life. I've been focusing on that for like the past 6 months. I've lost 50 pounds since September.
Wow.
So
That's
I've
impressive
been
right
working
there.
out. I've been making a lot of sacrifices.
Gotcha.
You know, mentally, physically, just trying to be better.
You look like you're at peace, to tell you true. I mean, to tell you, first when I didn't think you were married or had
Yeah.
kids or anything like that, because you look too happy for that, to tell you the truth.
Okay, that's
You know?
fair. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of
But
men
then
that
you
are
mention all
married
this
are not
stuff, it's
happy.
like, oh,
You know.
okay.
I will say I am. I was happy then, but
Mhm.
I'm way more happier now.
Good.
Because I'm able to live with, you know, my son. I get to see him. We split him 50-50. You know, we're pretty cordial with that. So it's cool.
How old is your baby?
My son's 3.
Oh, they're a lot of
Three,
fun.
yeah.
When they're that
Terrible
little.
2s, man. Terrible toddler.
Yeah,
Terrible
well, it
2s and
doesn't matter.
3s.
It still
2s
is your
and
baby.
3s, they're awful, man. Awful. But no, I love him. That's my little buddy. He's my little desktop Hayden.
Nice.
Desktop Houdini.
That's funny.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Well, let's. I want to swing it back to hip hop or music real quick.
yeah.
I have a question. Do you know the elements of hip hop? Ever heard of that? What the
Elements of hip-hop?
What they are? Because this is what I was taught, that hip hop isn't just a genre of
Yeah.
music. There's elements
There's elements.
under it.
Okay.
So there's DJing, which is part, like, the elements are DJing, MCing, which is rapping, and then I want to say beatboxing and graffiti. I want to say there might be one more. I could be wrong, but like that's what I was.
Streetwear?
Yeah, probably like this. Yeah. So I
What's
remember
style?
hearing,
What is
yeah,
that?
pretty much.
Style, clothes.
Because
Like-
Rafa, I don't know if you're
I
listening.
mean, like these shoes kind of thing.
Because like in the hip hop world,
I mean-
like what I was kind of like taught and learned, that is like hip hop. There's elements to it. It's not just music.
it's a whole
there's-
lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
like
there's different things like you know, a car salesman. Like, what do they do? Like, what,
right.
you wake up, you get dressed, you put on your
Yeah,
suit.
there's
you
a
know,
pitch
you have a
and-
whole thing. You pitch.
yeah.
You get commission. You go
Yeah.
home. You repeat. You know, it's a repeat thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that about the clothing, because the sneakers, I get it. The sneakers, I get it. You know how they're very special and they're one of a
Yeah.
kind and all that kind of stuff. They're cool or whatnot. But I have gone to stores where they sell hoodies, T-shirts, just pants or
Yeah.
whatever. And to me, they look like just regular shit, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But those who know, they're like, oh, no, this is, this kind of edition, or this is, this only makes so many of these and all that bullshit. And you're like, oh, shit. But it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
The sneakers do, though.
Yeah.
The sneakers, you're like, oh, shit, those are the cool ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so I agree. I have over 400 pairs of sneakers.
Oh,
Okay.
and I thought it was crazy.
That's what
I got 25 pair of boots, cowboy
25
boots.
pairs of
Okay, and I
boots.
thought people think I'm crazy, and I'm
Nah.
not. Look at how many again?
400.
Jesus
Over
Christ.
400.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I follow him on social media, so he's shown like his room before. Like
Yeah.
there's like a case, right? With
It's
like
literally
You
like
need to
a
have
whole
an extra
case.
bedroom
So-
for that many.
so
I'm struggling with
not
25
even
pair
on
of
my
boots in my
shoes.
closet.
Not even on my shoes are in boxes. Like a bunch of them are on racks. But there's these cases I get off Amazon, and I have to build each one individually.
Okay.
So imagine I've put in money just for boxes to store them, and time building them
Yep.
just to show them.
Do you have a pair
That's a
that
real
like, I'm not
connoisseur
even
right
wearing
there.
these motherfuckers?
Yeah, there's
Oh my
quite
God, really?
There's quite a few. Yeah.
How many?
So I probably only
That's how
wear.
special they
I
fucking are.
probably only wear like 20% of my collection. Yeah, the collection that's in the cases. The stuff that's not in cases, I'll wear whenever. But
Okay.
so I
See, feel
really,
normal now.
so I probably have like 30 pairs of shoes that I'll cycle through.
Okay.
Just normal every day. You know, like some Vans. I love Vans. I used to like Hey Dudes, but there's no ankle support there, and I do a lot of moving around, and it's I need something with more support. So
Yeah.
like a tennis shoe, sneaker. So I got all kinds of shit. But some things I don't have are Jordans.
Okay.
I don't like Jordans. I don't like Jordans. Every Jordan I've ever met.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
not every Jordan. There's probably some select few, but
Yeah. Gotcha.
they know who they are.
I think we're gonna end up wrapping it up. But you got anything you want to put out there, man? You want to say to the world? Anything you want to promote? Or social media.
The LR Shred Fest, June 14th, Flag
Alright.
Day. Gonna be food trucks, vendors. I'm gonna try to have some extra things out there. Maybe
We're going to be there, Angel and I.
Yeah, I'm down,
extracurricular, maybe possibly BYOB. Gonna be porta potties. You need to take a shit, take a piss.
That's very
You're
important.
covered. Gonna have a lot of fun. There's a big, it's a big half pipe. I'm gonna be performing on a big skate ramp. Gonna have photographers out there. Maybe Dark Productions might be out there now. I don't know. See what's up. But yeah, we'll have flyers coming out soon. But just keep an eye out for that. I do have a few projects coming out this year if time allows. I have an album called Consensual Paradise, inspired by Mac Miller's Divine Feminine. It's it's an album with each track that has, it is about something I've gone through with a female, or love, or the feeling of something romantic or intimate, things like that. Something that, rappers don't usually rap about, it's kind of on the more vulnerable side. And then after that, I'll have some new projects coming out that are more lit, more like upbeat, more positive, yet just down to the grit.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
I have a song with Taryn Blake coming out. It was supposed to come out Valentine's Day, but you know how artists are, like, sometimes our schedules just don't align.
Yep.
We all have different things, different events going on. But shout out Taryn Blake, cool ass chick. She's so cool. Good music, good vibes. Check her out. Casa de Houdini on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm on all platforms: Spotify,
Nice.
Apple Music, YouTube, all that good stuff. So
Alright.
just keep an eye out for that stuff. Go subscribe, follow me. I need it.
Hell
Need the
yeah.
exposure.
You got anything, Rafa?
No, just thank you
Yeah.
for
I
coming to our
appreciate having me
podcast.
on.
Be good
Appreciate
to
it.
every
Yeah,
to
I
each
appreciate
other.
y'all, man. It's
Yep.
And
definitely a good time.
we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. There it is.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Taco sandwich.
bitch.